The bizarre U.S. Senate races in Alabama is getting even more intense tonight.
That's right. 4 more women have come forward accusing Republican candidate Roy Moore of sexual misconduct. But his legal team is now questioning the integrity of one accuser. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan has all of tonight's rapid-fire developments.
Dave? A lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Charges flying in every direction, from every direction. Leaders of the Alabama Republican Party, the only GOP entity still supporting Roy Moore, held a meeting on the situation tonight. The New York Times reporting party activists say they believe the party is contemplating withdrawing its nomination of Moore. All this on a night when more women had allegations about Moore, and Moore's attorney challenged a yearbook signature.
Not one time have I ever seen him act even remotely inappropriate against any woman.
With time running short before the election, Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore's attorney tried to point out weaknesses in the accusations against Moore. Sexual accusations at that. First challenging the statement by Beverly Young Nelson and her attorney that she had never seen nor had any contact with Judge Moore since the alleged sexual assault in 1977.
As it turns out, in 1999, Ms. Nelson filed a divorce action against her then husband, Mr. Harris. Guess who that case was before? It was filed in Etowah County, and the judge assigned was Roy S. Moore, circuit judge of Etowah County. There was contact.
The attorney also challenged the Roy Moore signature on a Merry Christmas greeting in Nelson's 1977 high school yearbook, suggesting that it may be a forgery modeled on Judge Moore's signature on Nelson's divorce papers 18 years later. Here are the two signatures side by side, and they look very similar, but only an expert could tell whether that's because Moore actually signed both or was the yearbook signature a forgery.
Do you still hold that everything written in that yearbook was written by Judge Moore, or was it written by somebody else?
With Moore's attorney demanding that the yearbook signature must be examined by a handwriting expert, Nelson's attorney, Gloria Allred, suggested they would make the yearbook available to experts if Nelson were called to testify under oath before congressional committees about her charges, and Roy Moore was subpoenaed to testify as well.
We would agree to have the original yearbook examined by an independent expert or experts who would obtain exemplars of Mr. Moore's handwriting during the period in question and compare that handwriting to that which is contained in the yearbook.
Meanwhile, several more women came forward Wednesday and said they had sexual misconduct issues with Moore, one of whom said he grabbed her in 1991 when he was married, and the other said he tried to take her out in 1982 when she was in high school and he was in his late 30s. She says when she asked Moore if he knew she was only 17, he replied, "Yeah, I go out with girls your age all the time." And with Moore's support tanking among Republican members of Congress, even Alabama Republican Senator Richard Shelby now says he won't be voting for Moore.
I will be writing in a distinguished Republican.
In Alabama, some voters acknowledge they're having doubts now about Moore when asked if they were inclined to vote for him.
Yeah, no. Prior to this, I would have.
In Washington, President Trump, who was more than happy to talk about his Asia trip accomplishments, ignored a shouted question about Moore.
Should Roy Moore resign, Mr. President? Do you believe his accusers?
But his daughter Ivanka Trump had no such reservations, releasing a scathing statement: "There's a special place in hell for people who prey on children." Now, the latest Senate race poll in Alabama, the National Republican Senatorial Committee poll just released today, shows Democrat Doug Jones holding a 12-point lead over Roy Moore with the support of more than half of those who were polled. The election's on December 12th, less than 4 weeks from tonight. Jeff, Lena, back to you.